So hello, good morning everyone. So for today's video, we would like to discuss about word problem on set. So the lesson target is, at the end of the lesson, the student must have, the first is solve word problem in set. The second is apply different strategy in solving word problems. Next slide please. What are set word problems? A Venn diagram question involves visual representation of the relationship between two or more different groups of things. Venn diagrams are the first covered in elementary school, and their complexity uses the progress through middle and high school. Next slide please. So I have here a 5-step in set. The first one is listing the given values and element. The second is identify relationship for Venn diagram illustration. The third is start illustrating the Venn diagram. The fourth is always start labeling from the middle to the outer part. And the fifth is do trial and error if needed. Next slide please. So I have here problem 1. A local pet store wanted to keep track on the customer purchases. The store manager classified the purchases as continuing as dog product, cat product, fish product, or a product for neither a dog or cat nor fish. She listed the following: 83 purchased a dog product, 101 purchased a cat product, 22 purchased a fish product, 31 purchased a dog and a cat product, and 8 purchased a dog and fish product, 10 purchased a cat and fish product, 6 purchased a dog, cat, and fish product, and 34 purchased for another pet. Next slide please. So I have here 4 questions to answer. To define how many products sold by consumer and to compute the total. A is how many purchases were for a dog product only. B is how many purchases were for a cat product only. C is how many purchases were for a dog or fish product. D is how many purchases were for a day in total. Next slide please.
Okay, moving on to the word problem solution. So let us look at the given. 83 purchased a dog product, 101 purchased a cat product, 22 purchased a fish, 31 purchased for both dog and a cat, 8 purchased dog and a fish, 10 purchased cat and a fish, and 6 purchased for the 3 of them, and 34 purchased for another dog, not a cat, not a dog, or a fish product. So basing on our steps or strategies earlier, we have mentioned that we should always start with the middle, because the middle is where the 3 intersects and the 3 relationship occurs. So it would be easier to start in the middle, moving your way outside. So in the middle, let us find the intersection and let us find the given that they bought all 3 of them. So 6 here purchased a dog, a cat, and a fish product. And then this is the intersection, the dog, the cat, and the fish product. So reveal the answer. Just copy the 6. Now, moving on upwards, 10 purchased cat, the fish product. So this is the intersection for the fish. Remember, we do not directly put the 10 here. Why? Because there are already 6 who purchased dog, a cat, and a fish product. So here it is already included. So what did we do is find 10 subtracted by 6. So we get an answer of 4. Because those 10 people who purchased a cat and a fish product also belongs to the 6. other way around. Those 6 who purchased a dog, cat, and a fish product already belongs here. Those 10 people purchased cat. So next, move upwards. Those 8 people who purchased a dog and a fish product. Same step. Here is the intersection of the dog and the fish. We just subtract 10 by 6. 8 by 6 rather, for a dog and a fish. And again, next step is quite the same. Here is the intersection of a dog and a cat product. So those 31 people, we subtract it by number 6. So we get an 25. Now, the rest is simple. For 22 who purchased only a fish product, it's in the bigger circle here. Here, fish product. So we just simply do not copy again. Since those 22 people who purchased fish product, there are also people here in this intersection who purchased a fish product. So it does not mean that those all 22 purchased only a fish product. We should also base here. So we just add the 2 plus 6 plus 4. So we get an answer of 12. And 12 here will be subtracted to 22. So the answer would be 10. So 10 people who purchased a fish product only. And then the next step, 101 people purchased a cat product. So here is the third one for the cat product. Same step, we add here to the people who also purchased a fish product. We add 25 plus 6 plus 4. We get 35, and 101 minus 35 would answer to 66. So there are 66 people who purchased a cat product. And the last step is still the same. For dog product, here is circle. Again, we subtract those intersections who purchased a dog product. So 25 plus 6 plus 2, get an answer of 33. Subtract it to 83, get an answer of 50. Now, what about for those who purchased for another pet? Simply, we just put it outside the circle since it has no relationship. 34. Now we have completed our Venn diagram. Let us move on to answering the questions. So the question here, how many purchases were for a dog product only? So for a dog product only means no fish product and no cat products. Simply just copy what you have here in the bigger circle of the V. Then answer 50. The same goes with letter B. How many purchases were for a cat? 66. So it would be 66. How many purchases were for a dog or a fish product? So what you can see here is that dog or a fish, those people who purchase dog or a fish. So here purchases dog. Here it purchases a dog and a cat. So it still includes a dog. Again here includes dog, cat, fish. It still includes a dog or a fish. And here dog and a fish intersection. So we would include that. And this one only fish. So still is in dog or a fish purchases. And the last one would be 4 here. Since cat and a fish, but it still includes fish. We just do not include the cat here since it only purchases cat. So we add all of them. 50 plus 25 plus 6 plus 2 plus 4 plus 10. We get an answer of that. And now the last, how many purchases were there in total? Simply just add everything up. An answer of 197. Just add this. This is already 97. And this and this. So that would be it for the first word problem. Now, the next word problem. School has 110 exchange students in the current year. Among the students, 75 speak English, 52 speak Spanish, 50 speaks French, 33 speaks English and Spanish, 30 speaks English and French, 22 speaks Spanish and French, and 13 speaks all three languages. So this is quite similar, but there are processes that have different ways now to solve them. Let us show it. So here are the questions. How many students speak English and Spanish, but not French? Neither English, Spanish, nor French. French, but neither English nor Spanish. English, but not Spanish. Only speak one out of the three languages. Speak two out of the three languages. So here is how we solve the better. Now, again, what do we do? We need to start in the middle. What do we find here? So the intersection that could be or should be placed in the middle. One. 13 speaks English, Spanish, and French. Should put it here in. Now let us move up. For 22, who speaks Spanish and French, same step, 22 minus 13, we get an answer of 9. Next, 30, who speaks English and French, this one. So those 30 people who speaks English and French are also here in the intersection. There are also some here who speaks both. So what we do, we minus 30 and minus by 13, 17. And again, English and Spanish, there are 33 people who speaks both. And there are some people here included. So 33 minus 13, we get an answer of 20. Now, simple, the rest is simple. Just for 50 who speak in only French, what we do, we subtract here. We add this and we subtract the value. So 39, 15 minus 39, 11. For Spanish, we get an answer of 10. And lastly, for English, those 75 people who only speak English, we subtract it by the value of this intersection, the sum of this intersection, 50. So answer of 5. Now we have another here. Since there are 110 students, if we add everything in the Venn diagram, we get an answer of 105. So where do we place those 5 students? We can conclude here that those 105 students, or rather those 5 students, those are the students who doesn't speak any language of English, Spanish, or French. We place here 5 outside. Just subtract 110 by 105. Now let us move on to the question since we have already completed our Venn diagram. For letter A, there are those students who speak English and Spanish, but not French. So what we do here is find the intersection for only the English and the Spanish. So students who only speak English and Spanish, but not French. So this one, English and Spanish. Next, neither English, neither Spanish, or nor French. This means that those students who do not speak Spanish, English, or French at all. So it is outside what we have done earlier. That would be the solution. Next, for letter C, French, but neither English nor Spanish. It means that the student only speaks French, not English, not Spanish. So here, 11. And the next, English, but not Spanish. We should not directly put 25 here, since there are also students who speak English and French. Since French is not mentioned here, so we should also include it here. So 42, because we included here the students who speak English, and here, because there's also students here that speaks English, right? Because it is the intersection of English and French. So there are people here who also speaks English, but not Spanish. This one. We cannot include this because some speak Spanish here. Here, some also speak Spanish. And here, some also speak Spanish. Here, the people do not speak in English. Here, they don't speak French and English. So 42, 25 I added by 17. So letter E is simple. Only speaks one out of the three languages. It means that those you find the people who only speaks one language. So for example, here, 25 in English, those people only speak one language, Spanish and French. You add them up, get a value of 46. And the next, people or students who speak two out of the three. I think you have already guessed it, right? Just add this intersection, this, and this. Not 13. So here, people speak English and Spanish, two languages, English and French, two languages, Spanish and French. Add them all, get an answer of 46. And that would be all for our tutorial or our lesson on sets, including word problem. Thank you.